Hey everyone, and welcome back to the TalkUp English channel. I'm Brian, your host, and it's fantastic to be here with my amazing co-host, the brilliant
Chloe. Howdy, Brian. And a huge warm welcome to all of you listening and watching us today from all corners of the world. We're so excited to bring you an episode that we know will change the way you think about speaking English.
Today, Chloe, we're tackling a question that we get asked all the time, and it's a real game changer for fluency. How can I stop translating in my head before I speak English?
Oh, Brian, this is such a common habit, isn't it? Many learners, especially at the intermediate level, find themselves stuck in this cycle. They hear English, translate it to their native language, think of the answer in their native language, then translate it back to English, and then they speak. It's like a mental marathon every time you open your mouth.
Exactly. And this habit, while it feels necessary at first, is actually one of the biggest things slowing you down. It prevents you from speaking naturally and automatically. If you're still translating, your brain is doing double the work, and that takes time.
Right. It's like your brain is a computer, and every time you translate, it has to run two separate programs at the same time. It's inefficient, and it causes those awkward pauses in conversation. We want to help you switch off that translation program and turn on the English-only program.
That's our goal for today's episode of TalkUp English Channel. We're going to show you how to reprogram your brain to think and speak English faster. We'll share simple but powerful daily techniques that work for any level of learner, from beginner to advanced.
Forget about grammar overload or trying to memorize every single word. Today is about training your brain to react directly in English. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Why translating slows you down.
So, Chloe, before we give our listeners the solutions, let's really emphasize why this translating habit is a problem. Many people think it's the only way to speak correctly.
That's true, Brian. It feels safe, doesn't it? You translate to your native language because you feel more confident in expressing yourself there, and then you try to make it perfect in English. But here's the issue. It takes too much time. Real conversations are fast. If you're translating every word or sentence, you miss parts of the conversation, or you take too long to respond, and the conversation moves on. It leads to unnatural English. Different languages have different structures. When you translate word for word, your English often sounds stiff, unnatural, or even grammatically incorrect because you're forcing native language rules onto English. It uses too much mental energy. Your brain gets tired quickly. Learning should be challenging, but not exhausting because of constant translation.
That last point is crucial. We want our listeners to eventually speak English like a reflex, just like they speak their native language. And you can't build that reflex if you're always stopping to translate. Technique 1. Think in English. Start small.
All right, so let's get to the practical tips. The first technique is the most important, and it's called think in English. This might sound difficult, especially for beginners, but you start small.
Yes, start with very simple things. Don't try to think about complex ideas at first. Label objects around you. When you see a chair, think chair, not cadeta or scylla. When you see a cup, think cup. Do this constantly throughout your day. Describe simple actions. When you are walking, think I am walking. When you are eating, think I am eating. Describe feelings. When you are happy, think I am happy. When you are tired, think I am tired.
That's fantastic advice, Brian. It's about training your brain to connect the English word directly to the object or concept, not through your native language. Do this for just a few minutes every day, maybe when you're washing dishes or walking to work.
Exactly, and don't worry about complete sentences at first, just individual words, then short phrases. The goal is to make these direct connections. For example, if you see a dog, just think dog. Later, it's a dog. Then, the dog is big. Technique 2. Describe your day in English mentally.
Our second technique builds on the first one, and it's called describe your day mentally. At the end of the day, or even during the day, spend 5 to 10 minutes silently in your head describing what you're doing or what happened.
This is a powerful one. You don't need anyone else to practice. Okay, I woke up at 7 a.m. Then I brushed my teeth. Now I am making coffee. It is hot. Later, I will go to the supermarket.
The key here is to use the English vocabulary and grammar you already know. Don't try to use new words you haven't learned yet. Just work with what you have. If you get stuck on a word, that's okay. Just think of a simpler way to say it in English or move on.
It's a great way to activate your passive vocabulary, the words you understand but don't use actively. By trying to describe your day, you force yourself to retrieve those words directly in English.
And it helps you naturally practice different tenses. I did this in past simple. I am doing this in present continuous. I will do this in future simple. Or I am going to do this. Be going to future. Technique 3. Use English for your inner monologue.
Our third technique is probably my favorite, and it takes thinking in English a step further. It's about using English for your inner monologue. That's the voice in your head, your thoughts when you're alone.
Yes, we all have that inner voice. It comments on things, plans things, worries about things. Try to make that voice speak in English.
This is where you can have full conversations with yourself. What should I wear today? The weather is a bit cold. I need to remember to buy milk and eggs. That meeting was difficult, but I think I handled it well.
This is fantastic because it allows you to practice without any pressure. You can pause, restart, correct yourself, and nobody hears you. It builds confidence and fluency.
And you can even have imaginary conversations. Pretend you're talking to a friend about a movie. The movie was really good. The acting was superb.
The key is consistency. Try to do this for a few minutes every day, maybe on your commute or before you fall asleep. The more you do it, the more natural it becomes. Technique 4. Don't be afraid to simplify.
Our fourth technique is about taking the pressure off. Don't be afraid to simplify. Many learners get stuck because they want to use complex vocabulary or perfect grammar, just like in their native language.
This is a big one. When you're trying to stop translating, it's okay to use simpler words or simpler sentence structures. The goal is communication, not perfection.
Exactly. If you don't know the exact word for enthusiastic, you can say very happy. If you can't remember how to say simultaneously, say at the same time.
The idea is to find a way to express your thought in English, even if it's not the most advanced way. This keeps the flow going and prevents you from going back to translation.
This is a temporary strategy to break the translation habit. As your vocabulary and grammar improve, you'll naturally start using more complex language. But at the beginning, simplicity is your friend.
So, if you're talking about a difficult day at work and you can't remember how to say overwhelming, just say, My day was very difficult. It's still clear. Technique 5. Narrate your actions, out loud or in your head.
Our fifth technique is a bit like describe your day, but more immediate. It's called narrate your actions. You describe what you are doing as you are doing it. You can do this silently in your head or, if you're alone, even out loud.
This is great for making English active in your daily life. I am opening the door. I am pouring water into the glass. Now I am closing the book.
This forces your brain to connect the action directly to the English words. It's very effective for building vocabulary related to everyday activities.
And it helps with verb tenses, especially the present continuous, am, is or are plus ing, which is used for actions happening now.
You can do this when you're cooking, cleaning, or just moving around your house. I am washing the dishes. The water is warm. I am drying my hands.
It might feel a bit strange at first, but it quickly becomes a natural exercise, and it doesn't take extra time out of your day. You're just adding an English layer to your existing activities.
Technique 6. Use English-only resources consistently. Our final technique is about immersing yourself. Use English-only resources consistently. To think in English, you need to expose your brain to English only for certain periods.
This means watch movies or TV shows in English with English subtitles, not subtitles in your native language. This trains your brain to connect sounds to English words.
Listen to English podcasts or music. Try to understand directly. Don't pause to translate every word. Read English articles or books at your level. Don't stop for every unknown word. Try to understand the general meaning.
The key here is to create an English bubble for yourself. The more consistently you do this, the more your brain gets used to processing information directly in English without going through the translation step.
This is like going to the gym for your English brain. The more you train it with English-only input, the stronger its English muscle becomes.
Wow, Brian, we've covered a lot of powerful techniques today. From starting small with thinking in English to narrating your actions and immersing yourself in English-only content.
These aren't magic tricks, but they are incredibly effective if you commit to them daily. Remember, the goal is to stop that translation program and get your brain to process and speak directly in English.
Exactly. So next time you catch yourself translating in your head, pause, take a deep breath, and try one of these techniques. Start with simple words, then phrases, then sentences.
This process takes time and consistency, but every little step you take to think directly in English is a step towards speaking English faster, more naturally, and with more confidence.
We truly believe these methods will help you reprogram your brain for fluency. Thanks so much for joining us on the TalkUp English channel today.
Think practicing, keep training that amazing brain of yours, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone. Happy speaking.